Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be replacing the low pressure fuel pump on my F10 535i. Got plenty of space, so now we just want to get some towels in because this can get messy, and last thing you want is to get some fuel on any of your interior. The pump is over on the passenger side. To get to it, we're going to knock out all these 10mm nuts. Here we go. So you got two connectors here. This one here just pinches on the sides and comes right up, just like that. All right, and then this one here looks like it's got the lock slider on it. Let's see. There we go. There we go. There it goes. Come on, buddy. Walk it. There we go. So now we got that out of the way. We have a clean view. Let's go ahead and bring the vacuum and clean that out, okay? So what we need to do is basically grab this ring, this metal ring, and we need to spin it counterclockwise so I can release these tabs, and then we can go ahead and start removing our pump. So just find some safe spots where we can go at it. There it goes. All right. That last one did it. See? So we got to get this boot hose. This is the line that actually goes to the front of the car. So we need to get this bad boy out of here. I don't know if you see it or not, but there's a lot of dust that got knocked off when I was hammering it. So let's get the vacuum in here again, clean it out again, because again, you don't want this stuff falling into your gas tank. Okay, now we're back to a clean surface. Get back in. All right, so I don't remember how to take off this clip, but I know the clip has to be undone. So it's a red clip and it basically goes into this from the passenger side. So I've already started working it out that way. So let's see where you're at, buddy. There we go. Whoa, hi. Oh yeah, I should have relieved the pressure before I did this. All right, so clip is out. It's gonna drip fuel. Good thing I brought some rags. All right. Oh, here we go. Let's get you out of here. There's our ring. All right, that's gonna keep dripping little by little as you bump it, so just be careful with it. All right. Got these off of Amazon, man. They're so helpful. Over my job, we have this stuff is called supplied by Pigment. I found some knockoff online and they are wonderful. Sorry it's taking me a while, but I really don't want to get any of this fuel on my interior. Again, it's no big deal. It's just my preference. There we go. All right, we're in. Okay, well, first things first. Let's remove this connector. I don't know if you guys can see that. There. See this connector? This pinches on the side and it comes right off. And spring tools. Just using a little flathead to wedge the little tab. So then the whole thing should just pop off. There we go, just like that. How easy was that? Just all that horsepower. Oh. Alright, let's see. So we got this out. Then we can get this rag out of the way now. So we got one. What is this? It's this weird thing. There we go. You're gonna do a lot of sneaking around to get stuff in and out of here, okay? So don't be scared. Just don't force anything. That's gonna be the key. Do not force anything. Because if you do, That's when you break stuff, and now you're having to replace the entire assembly from BMW at a cost of maybe $450, $500, when all you were trying to do was replace the $100 pump for a WALBRO one. So be careful with it. Alrighty. All right, so we got this assembly out of there. I think this is a temperature sensor for the fuel tank. I could be wrong, but all right. So we got a few connectors here. First things first, we got to get the lines out of there. We can leave the electrical connection and these hoses in, but we got to get these two hard lines out of there. One of them is a pressure relief that puts fuel back into the tank, and the other one is just coming from the other side of the tank over the drive shaft loop. So all we gotta do is release those, and they just pinch on the sides and come right up. They're gonna stay more or less in their place, so you're not gonna be able to mess it up when you go back to reinstall it. So there we go, both disconnected. Move it off to the side if you can. This is a connector that was under the cap. Oh, buddy. No, don't get in my interior. What I don't remember is how to get this off. Oh, hello tabs. Got 1, 2, 3 tabs. So if you're looking at if you're standing that way looking at the front of the car, you got 3 tabs. You got one at 12, 8, and 4 o'clock. I'm already not comfortable. My back is not liking me. One. All right, so we got one. Put it off. Let's get the other side. There we go. All them released. Oh, by the way, don't do this if you have a full gas tank, because when the gas tank is full, the level of fluid is actually higher than the bottom of this cap. So the moment you start undoing that lock ring, you're gonna get fuel everywhere. Right now I am down to just under 3 gallons. So I just want to give you guys an idea of more or less how much that equates as far as the level of fuel in the tank. So now we got to do is snake this around. Well, we got this line here fighting me. Get this other line out of there. Okay. Again, you want to pull them, but you don't want to force anything. Take your time. There we go. There we go. Okay, let it drip. Let it drip. Oh my God. This is the cleanest fuel tank I've ever seen. I am so happy. Ethanol does wonders, let me tell you. And this filter sock is not all that bad. We'll look at it closer on the floor there. All right, so check this out. Look how clean that is. In the videos that I've seen in other cars, like it's always like yellowy and it's got like varnish looking stuff. Look at this tank. This is so clean. A total of 3 years at least that I've been running an ethanol mix of at least E30, and see how clean that gas tank is. All right, so guys, I got some cardboard down. I got some more of that pigment on there, but so far so good. And anywho, I just wanted to show you guys what all this is. So you have the factory filter sock in here, which, as much as I would love to use the one that comes with the install kit that I got from Boost Monkeys, unfortunately this filter is actually integrated to the cage, so I can't use this. As much as I hate to reuse an old one, I mean, this isn't all that bad, but I'll try to clean it out. We'll see. So anywho, here's the pump itself. There's the connector. It just has a clip here that we just have to release, and this connector comes off. Now the pump is not going to be able to come off because this line is still attached and it's on there pretty good. So we're going to have to cut this off, and that's okay because the install kit comes with a new hose, which we're going to clamp into place. And we have a new connector to go along with our new pump, which here it is, just so you guys see it. That's the part number. I'll go ahead and link it on there on the comments. And so, oh, hello. So this in line is actually, I believe this is the temperature and pressure sensor, which if this ever fails on your car, this does not come separate. Let's get started on this. Let's go ahead and undo the connector first. Let's see. There it goes. Come on. No, come on. There we go. All right, connector is off. Now we need to snip this zip tie that's holding the harness to this hose and cut the hose itself. And I'm not gonna reuse it. I guess I could just cut it right there. Yeah. So let's just snip this. Okay, so now the hose is gone. And we're gonna snip the zip tie. All right, harness is fully free. There it is. The hose is separated. So now the pump should come off the cradle. So here we go again with the clips. So you see these, there's actually clips on each end. So we just have to lift them away from the body and pull down. There's one. There's two. Come on. Let's get to three. Here we go. There we go. And with that, pump comes off. Boom. Let's see how we separate this. Okay, just wiggle it off. oh, don't wiggle it too much because you might break this. Okay, we gotta get this old carcass off of this, and you wanna be very careful. You're not gonna be able to pull this off, by the way. It's been on there for God knows how long now. So you're just gonna have to cut it and just be very careful not to damage the barb that's underneath, because you do need to reuse this. And if you damage this, guess what? You're replacing the unit from BMW now. Go little by little. You feel your way. There you go. There you go. There's the split. And then just separate it. There you go. Done. There's the old stuff. Now let's go ahead and swap in the new one. So just line up the hole for the inlet with the outlet of the filter case. All right. It's only going to fit one way. There you go. So now that's in. Now go ahead and feed it back to the casing. There we go. There we go. All right, so does it only fit one way? Well, there it is. Let's get it in there. So once you line up the tabs, you see the 3 prongs here. You got 1, 2, and 3. Get them to line up with the landing thing here. And there you go. Assemblies done. So now we need to connect our hose from here to here. We're going to try to put the clamps on the inside, so you make sure you orient them the way that you can reach them, but on the inside, because I just don't want the head of the clamp to be on the outside perimeter. It's already it's not difficult, but it's already a jigsaw puzzle to get it out. So the last thing I want is to add something else that it can catch on. So you want to make sure you have them on the inside. So let's get this bad boy in there. Put that in there later. All right. Let's see how well we can get this. There we go. A little more. All right. Well past 2 barbs in there, so we're good there. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a clamp on there. What's that? A flathead. Oh, look at that. All right, what's that head? You don't need to go He-Man on it. You just don't want it to back off, that's all. Because remember, this is under pressure. Now we fold this down. Don't forget to put your clamp in place. Make sure you line it up the same way as the other one. You see that? So when you bring it up, it's gonna be sitting like this, away from everything. All right, come on. Uh-oh. Maybe I I should not have done this with the filter on there, so I can actually put some pressure on it and not worry about cracking it. So let's do that. So I need to put downward pressure. And again, I don't want to break the filter carrier. All right, see, now the filter is gone. I can actually put downward pressure on this and not worry about breaking anything. Whew, we're getting there. We got a few things going on here. So we got the cradle back in. We got the hose all lined up. We are good to go, guys. So yay, clamps are nice and tight. Now, here's what's happening. The connector. So you see the factory connector has, obviously, you got your power, you got your ground, but then there's this additional small wire and it comes here to ground. So it's grounding something inside here, and it's also tying off of that and grounding this pressure sensor on this side. So obviously this circuit needs to be grounded. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and snip both the power and ground here, and we're going to snip this one. We're going to try to strip that as best as we can. It's pretty small, and we're going to, the black and this ground strap, we're going to go ahead and tie them together in the supplied butt connector.
All right, no turning back. Back to connector. Gone. Little itty bitty ground strap. Done. And now the power.
Done. So there it went, guys. No turning back now. I could also invest in a new wire stripper. This one is ancient. I might have gotten this from my old man. So this is at least 25 years old. This is old. That. This one I'm gonna go ahead and strip a little more. Well, I can. This doesn't even get into it. So that means we gotta strip this by hand, which is not fun. Perfectly possible, just not fun. So I shaved it on one side, and then I was able to peel back the insulation like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snip the insulation that's extra there, and then I have bare wire that I can go ahead and add to the ground wire and crimp it all together. Next step up for blues is the yellows. So I'm gonna use the yellows. Now this is heat shrink tube. We're not gonna do that. We don't have to do it. The whole thing is gonna be submersion fuel anyway. So we're just gonna use these here, because I know these will have no problem. Let's see if you can tell. This is the supplied one. This is the yellow. That'll definitely fit our bundle, because we're making it thicker by adding the wire, this wire into it. This one worked just fine if I was just doing this one wire, but with that one added, it doesn't slide in there. It's all joined together. Slide in the butt connector. I like to twist it in so I know it goes all the way down. All right. So the other side, we're going to use the connector side here. That one's already nice and well shaped, so I'm not concerned about that one. We can just insert it and go to town on it. There you go. So now the easier one is the power side. So now all we have to do is just kind of try to secure the harness somehow. We're going to go ahead and just connect it. Remember these two prongs, they actually face the back of the car. So we just want to make sure that they have a clear path, because there's going to be connectors coming in from this side and coming in from this side. I just don't want this harness to get in the way. All right, guys. Took some fighting. I wanted to make sure that the prongs were actually lined up in this connector, but to my surprise, they were. It was just, it's that tight of a fit. I actually ended up having to use channel locks to bring this together so it'll clip in. And again, I know the prongs were lined up, so that's not the issue. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of secure the wiring so that it's not in the way. I mean, it's gonna be in the way. I think I'm just gonna have to secure it inside the tank once it's in there. So Now we need to bring the basket into place. Remember, it has the 3 prongs around there, so you just have to make sure you line them up for it to grab. And we know that these 2 prongs need to be facing the back because that's what these 2 are going to grab onto. So that already gives you a hint as to how this needs to go in. It needs to go in like this. Get that other line out of the way. There we go. There we go. Come on, buddy. Take some wiggling, but it'll go. Just be patient with it. There we go. That felt like it. Down, down. Here we go. There we go. Give me as much flex as I can. Look at that. So now, this hose, this line, can get clipped in. And you should hear a snap when you do this. There you go. Make sure you secure the line back on the cradle here. There you go. And secure this one here. Done. This stays out. So now we need to find a way to now we snake the rest around, which is not easy. Let's find a way. So this thing has a spot where it lands, and it's right there. So it's more or less at like 2 o'clock. If you're looking at it from the back of the car this way, it's more or less 2 o'clock, and this prong just sits into it. So you know this whole thing needs to be fed in and goes towards the front. So all right. So just so you guys see what I've been doing. That there needs to sit in here. Let's see if you can see it. There's a hole there and there's clips there. The hose needs to run left to right. So it's not just fitting that into the hole that you barely see there. Kind of see it right there at the top there. Come on. Anywho, but it's also the fact that the hose needs to run in a particular orientation for it to actually snap in place and be held steady. Otherwise, it's just going to be banging around and it's not going to be pretty. So let me work on that. I'll be right back. All right, so this was not easy, but for reference, pump output goes through the cradle, comes out here. From there, it needs to go towards the side of the car, loop, goes back, goes over into the temperature sensor. Once you snap it in the cradle, it comes up, and then into here. If you route it this way, you will have it the correct way, because you need to have this prong meet up with this hose here. It is not easy getting that thing in its place, especially with big hands, but it is possible, and it got done. All right, so now that we have that dang pipe routed the correct way, we're able to hook up the connector in the back of this plate, so that's good to go. And we're able to get the vent, the overflow thing over on the side. That's out, whatever this thing connects to, that's done. So now we just have to put in our lock ring. And now we need to, I'm not gonna bore you with this point, because all we have to do is hammer it in to twist it this way, clockwise, connect the line, harness, 10mm bolts, nuts, and we're done. All right, guys, I think we're done. So the lid is already back in, all the connections are done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and just prime the car. We're gonna give it 1 or 2 tries. Let's see if we can hear it. Turn it back off. Back on. Seems to be good. I think we're good, guys. Look at that. I think we're good. Well, that's it for this episode. If you guys liked what you saw, please go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, throw a comment, please. We got more stuff coming for you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.